Sit, 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 sit,
Good morning. So nice to have you watching 3+U as you kind of get into your day and into your week. We're glad always to see you. But if you are watching this morning and you or someone you know is in that all-American mindset of I've got to lose weight, but I'm sick of the yo-yo dieting, you are in luck because Tim DeRoos is back on the show with us with Infinite Health Centers. Good to see you.
Good morning.
It is truly one of the, I think it is kind of an American thing. I'm sure other people in parts of the world struggle with their weight too, but here in our country, we have this roller coaster ride, and it seems like, Tim, in your practice, what you find is that until your clients are really ready to climb back up that hill, they're not going to find the success thereafter. Is that fair to say?
Very, very fair, very true, yes. You have to have your mind in it, you have to have your heart in it, and not just your wallet. It's got to be all three.
The mind part of it is big for you because I've known you long enough to know that you don't, I think this is fair to say anyway, you don't hide who you are from your patients. You're really not there to be their nutritional guide and their doctor. You really walk alongside them as a friend, don't you?
Correct, not alone. It is about nutrition, it is about structure. It's about accountability. We're an additional accountability layer. It's about guidance, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. But through the course of someone questioning themselves, reflecting themselves and saying, can I do this? Is this for me? What are my next steps? I actually help them see for themselves what their habits are that have for years caused them to stay stuck in fat storage or in just poor lifestyle habits, yes.
Right. So you, whenever you come on the show with us, you're a pretty thoughtful person and you take your drive in from Cleveland to collect your thoughts. So there were three kind of points today that you wanted to hit for people. What was the first one?
Well, like I told you, you have a tremendous following, and people have come into the clinic and said, you know, I've been watching Julie for years and watching you for years, and I'm just now calling. So for someone viewing that has struggled with weight recently since COVID over the last 2 years or for decades, when they're watching, they're saying, can I do his program? What is his program? Is it for me? Will I be successful? Will I fail again? And then the next step is, well, where do I go from here? What does it look like? Is it something that I can apply to my life immediately? Those kind of things.
And is the answer on that one yes?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I tell folks all the time, I'll say, you almost have to try to fail at this program. And that's how comprehensive it is.
So I know somebody, I won't say who told me he was going to come see you. And I was really surprised because this person is not, I would have not even thought he had any weight to lose. But I think he maybe it was the COVID thing, he had put on maybe 10 pounds or so, but he just didn't want to wait. He didn't want to gradually lose it or have the mistake of trying the wrong thing. So he came to you, as far as I know. He looks great. So you don't have to have a lot of weight to lose to utilize that guidance.
No, and very true. We get a lot of folks who come in and say, hey, I just want to be healthier. You know, I don't have the 50 to 80 pounds to lose like so many people I see on your commercials. I've just got to lose 10, 15, 20, 25. And I want to be healthier. I can feel it in my joints. I've got terrible headaches. I've got all these things going on I know are probably coming from my food choices.
The last time I guess we talked, we had come to you. And so we had a chance to talk to about 6 of your patients, your clients, and every single one of them that I remember had experienced kind of an unexpected health benefit. They had gone off of medications. One person was facing like a really serious potential health issue and hers reversed. It's not about vanity. It really is about your health, right? When they come to you?
It's about both. It's about both. A lot of people when they come in, I'll say, have a strong why established, identified, written down. And a lot of folks will say to me, they'll say, I want to look better. I want to feel better, I want to be healthier, and then I take it a next step. I'll say, well, what is it about your health you want to see improved? And then they elaborate and go into joint pain, or they go into sugar management, they're diabetics. That's a big problem today.
I don't know why this is just crossing my mind. The name of the practice is Infinite Health Centers. Infinite is never ending.
It leaves it open-ended, yes.
Is that the idea, that you can never be healthy enough? You can always find a way to improve?
Absolutely. And you know, we both know that our distractions in life ebb and flow, right? There's times when you can focus on yourself more than others, but then if you have a bad fight with your spouse, then it's going to distract you from your program. Or if you have something go on at work, it's going to distract you from your program.
Right.
But what we have in place structure-wise makes it easier for folks to get themselves back on track.
We never talk, you and I, that we don't get a little bit philosophical, so here I go. Are you ready? But I think both of us, you seem a little different to me today. So I think both of us have a little bit of heavy-heartedness at the moment. I don't know why I feel that about you, but I do. I certainly do. About my own life. So when people come to you, though, and they find this path, and they find out in talking to you what their particular obstacles are, what their barriers have been in finding their success, and the weight begins to come off and the health begins to improve. If they stay on that, their mind is clear too, though, right, Tim? Because none of us can prevent life from happening.
Right.
But at least if you know how to stay on that path, when life does happen, it's minimized. Is that
It's
right?
very fair to say, and this is the reason why, our food will determine our DNA, the quality of our DNA, because our DNA is not static, it's dynamic. So just as much as someone may develop anxiety or depression, food can have an impact on that, and that's been studied. The same token as cardiovascular disease and stroke, diabetes type 2, all of these conditions that our body develops over time is impacted by our food choices at one point in our life.
So when people call you, if they call you today, and they make an appointment, I know you do ask that they be somewhat serious about the inquiry, because you're going to talk to them at no charge, right?
Right, for up to an hour.
So do you count on them to come to you with a good understanding of what their issues are, or have you developed a skill at knowing how to pull from them
Yeah,
what their issues
that
are?
part's not required. That's a good thought, but it's not required. Most people just flounder and they don't know where to begin. They're very confused, they're overwhelmed, and they really need the guidance. And that's why it's important to have someone who's living the part. I mean, I hear all the time people say that my primary care doctor doesn't fit the bill, doesn't look the part themselves, and I don't know where to begin, because all they do is tell me is to eat less and move more. That's my diet plan.
Right.
So a lot of people that come to me, they don't know where to begin. They're at ground zero.
Right.
And then just by the same token, I've got people who have been on other plans or been successful in other ways, and we try and incorporate some of those wins so that it's not a total loss. Because it's not all about our program. Our program is extremely successful, but I don't have all the answers. I'm in practice almost 30 years. I'm still learning every day.
Right.
So be mindful. My message to folks is be mindful of who you're listening to, because that matters. If someone is just espousing ideas or preaching at you, but they're not walking the walk themselves, then that doesn't make sense, does it?
Nope.
So you want to have a solid foundation from who you're taking your advice from.
I'll say this, two points. One, you mentioned the get up and move part of it. You are a believer, I think, that your food choices determine far more than exercise. Not that you're not supporting the health benefits of exercise, but not for the weight loss perspective. Is that right?
Exercise is excellent for conditioning, but it does not change your metabolic state.
The other thing I've heard you say, I believe, is that the human body is meant to be thin. That
Lean.
clean and lean.
Lean and
So
clean.
if you haven't felt that in your life, you can.
Absolutely,
All right.
absolutely. When folks they tell me all the time, they go to the website, they see the testimonials on there, it's encouraging, gives them hope. And so that really is a good first step for folks to call.
I was heavy-hearted today, but I'm glad I get to see you, so thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You can learn more about all that Tim DeRoos's office can offer you at his Infinite Health Centers up in Cleveland, 813-7575. Don't let the Cleveland part throw you, by the way, because he has people come from all over the Southeast, actually, to talk with him. The website is losethefats.com. That's where you can see those testimonials for yourself.